Africa is one of the richest continents on earth. I mean, that's not news to anybody, right? We have oil, gold, diamond, cobalt, copper, so many resources in different parts of Africa. It's not news. In fact, I read recently that the Congo River has the potential to generate electricity for the whole of Africa. And yet, some of the poorest people on the planet, they sit on top of that wealth. This is not a coincidence, obviously not, because all these things can be happening in different parts of Africa. And you think everything is just a coincidence? It's not possible. It's a pattern. It's a pattern that was laid down. Economists call it the resource curse, and Africans live by it every single day. The problem did not just start after independence, it started before independence. You see, colonial economies were designed for one thing only, they were designed for extraction. They were designed to take the resource and take it out. They were not designed to be used inside it. So roads led from mines to ports. And those ports are not between African cities. They are not between African countries. Education trained clerks, not engineers. I mean, we have students, of course, they complain a lot about how some of these courses are taught. It is by design. We talk about how overseas, the way they train their children, they are trained to be thinkers, they are trained to be this and that. And in Africa, we are trained to be this and that. That was the design. So when independence came, many African states inherited economies that could dig, that could drill, and export. Design. So those economies could not manufacture, they could not diversify, they could not innovate. That was the design. Because the people who came to colonize, they came to extract resources. So what they laid on the ground was for their own benefit. So when they left, those designs were still there. Africans did not sit down and say, oh, let us redesign these things. Governments answer to foreign buyers because the design already says that whatever is here is supposed to go out. So it was easy to actually negotiate with foreigners because that has always been the design. The pipeline was easy. It's like creating a habit. The habit you are used to is what you continue doing until you deliberately rewire yourself to form a new habit. And African countries have just refused to form new habits. That is why it is easier to send money to the US than to send money to South Africa. So manufacturing was neglected, agriculture was underfunded, innovation was delayed. It is now we just started developing the mindsets for innovation because now we are connected to the world. We are connected globally, so people can actually see that, oh, I can actually innovate. If I can innovate, why not just do it? But before, it was never so. So Africa stayed rich in resources, but poor in systems. Because the systems that were created, they were not for you. They were for outsiders. So instead of you to sit down and redesign your systems, you have kept the same systems that your colonizers designed for you. The resource cost did not just shape economies, it shaped the mindset of the people. It rewarded proximity to power over productivity. And that is why you see a lot of our politicians, they will rather just be close to power. And even their minions, they would rather be close to power than actually be productive themselves because they know once they are close to power, there are some benefits to it. What if we stopped exporting potential and instead start building value? That is the only way forward from here. Africa has never been poor. Africa was only taught to sell its future cheaply. We have never been poor. And it's funny because right now, even the human resources are being exported. We're already moving in that direction of building our systems. Slow as it may be, those processes are already being put in place. And it is our hope that these things are going to speed up. That is why these conversations are important, so that more people can actually understand what is going on. And so that when you are able to build your own structures and you're able to build your own systems, no matter how small it is, you do not build it for export. Make the product, and then the product should be exported, not the raw material. That is the only way Africa can move forward. That is the only way Africa can move forward. Until next time.